Brothers and sisters, Sandamtod here, back on the Youtubes. Went out this weekend, did a little bit of shopping, stopped by my office real quick to check on an order that I had ordered some stuff online, which we'll get to that when it comes, to see if it had shipped, and it had shipped, so we'll get to that as we go. So anyway, I thought I'd show the things that I picked up. I happen to have some spare batteries here. I didn't know that my camera was out of juice, so I didn't film anything out and about, but I figured I'd show the stuff that I picked up real quick. Anyway, the first thing I did was I decided to run over to the two pawn shops that are closest to me, and then I headed out to the Raytown store and picked something up, and then I actually got a Walmart pick, so excuse me, need a little beverage. First off, went to the pawn shop, the Cash America, that is on Nolan Road, and close to 23rd Street and Nolan Road. And I'd seen this game earlier in the week, and I passed it up because I wasn't sure. I needed to check online to see about costs and stuff, but it seemed like when I checked it, that cost was pretty much on the money, so it seemed like for the condition this was in at a pawn shop, I decided to go ahead and pick it up. And actually, there's something I forgot. Hold on. That I had picked up earlier in the week. So I'll go ahead and show it too. For pretty cheap at the same place. And the reason why is I had went in earlier in the week, saw this game, decided to pass it up because it seemed a little pricey, but when I checked online and saw the prices for the used version plus shipping were going to run me about that price or more, I decided to go ahead and pick it up. But when I was there, I saw that they had a couple copies of this for 99 cents, and for some reason online, this is going for 10 or 11 bucks used and like 13 or 14 bucks new, so I picked up Wii Sports for 99 cents. It came in the little sleeve, but somebody had wrote with red magic marker on the sleeve, and I was like, well, that's nice. So I happen to have some of these slimline cases. I made some case art for this, but I'm still kind of tweaking it, and then I'm going to print it off, and it'll be, you know, it'll say Wii Sports here and here, and then the inside it'll show through, and it'll have some other little doodads. But it's got the instructions. The disc works just fine. It is a little scratched. I thought about maybe going and getting it resurfaced at vintage stock, but that doesn't always work. As I had my Red Dead Redemption Undead Nightmare resurfaced, and it didn't help it. And this one seems to be working fine, even though it's got some swirlies. But so until it glitches up or something, I'm not going to worry about it. But this was 99 cents, so I went ahead and bought this that night for 99 cents. Checked online, decided I was going to try to go back this weekend. If they still had it, pick this other one up. So without holding you in suspense much longer, I picked up Mario Kart at the pawn shop. They wanted $24 for it, but I was seeing it anywhere from 23 to 30 used and up to upwards of 35 or so new. Those bubbles snuck up on me in that beverage there. But it's complete, and the instructions are in good shape. There's a couple of little bitty, you know, edge things right here on the instructions, but they're not crimped or folded in any way or anything. Mario Kart is one of those that I did want. There are, you know, 4 or 5 titles that really were jumping out at me, and I'm quickly trying to amass those titles because, of course, I have a new system to buy for, so suddenly I'm like, oh, I got to get all the good games for it. So anyway, I have picked up aside from Wii Sports, I've picked up 2 other titles that I've had that I'll show you when I get this other package in the mail. And this is just the stuff I picked up today. So we have Mario Kart. I just happen to have Wii Sports with me because it was in my backpack because I was working on the case art for it here at work yesterday. But like I said, this one's complete. I didn't snap it out. The disc is, you know, it just needs to be wiped off. It might have one little surface scratch on it, but other than that, so $24. And the guy's like, when I took it up to the counter, he goes, "Do you have one of those steering wheel things?" And I'm like, "No." And he goes, "You want one?" And I was like, "Well, how much?" I go, "Well, how much?" And he goes, "No cost." He goes, "If I can find it back there, I'll grab it for you." And I was like, "All right." So he brings this steering wheel out. It's a GameStop one. It just needs to be cleaned a little bit, but he gave it to me for free. So I was like, "Hey, I got a steering wheel with it for $24." And so that's what I picked up at the one pawn shop. And this is where I spent the most money on a single game today. I also picked up, I know this is a stellar, I think I'm going to give this to my niece, but I picked up Freaky Friday for the white case. The case of one of the games that I have at home is a little more torn up, and this case was in good shape, and this was only $1 DVD at the pawn shop, so I figured I'd swap out the case and then give the movie to my niece or something. Not that Lindsay Lohan or Jamie Lee Curtis are bad actresses, but I don't know. I'll probably watch it anyway. But I'm definitely going to give it to my niece. So anyway, that was the first place I stopped. I was like, yeah, I'll run over to the other pawn shop, and I was going to go over to the other one in Independence. That's kind of off of Sterling and 24 Highway, and I decided not to because that's where I picked the Wii up, and I had just looked at all their games last week, and I didn't really see anything that I wanted, and I couldn't imagine that they got anything spectacular over there in the last week as far as Wii games went. So I decided to forego that one to go to a store I hadn't been to in a couple of weeks, and one that I definitely wasn't looking for Wii games at, and that was the Raytown store. So I headed out to Raytown, which is probably about, I don't know, 12 miles or so from the other pawn shop, maybe closer to 15, I don't know. But I made it over there, plenty of time to spare, got in there. I was one of the only people in there, and they're like, "Hey, you need any help?" I'm like, "No, I'm just looking at your games and stuff." And they're like, "All right," you know. And so I got over there. I immediately saw these two titles for the Wii that I grabbed. One of them I wanted, and one of them was for cost, and the other ones, the rest of them I was just kind of like not very enthused with. They had a few Wii U titles, and I actually saw a couple of Xbox One titles there, but I didn't really pick them up or look at them. I just saw the cases, so I couldn't tell you what games they were, but the people are already starting to pawn off their new stuff, so... I haven't seen any PS4 games yet at the pawn shop, but that was the first time I'd seen Xbox One games. So, to start off, we'll go ahead and show these. This one's $1.99. That's why I went ahead and got it. Even if it sucks, I don't care. It was only $1.99. And that's this game called Mad World. It's made by Sega. It says, spectacular mayhem, over-the-top madness. Join Jack, a renegade contestant in the world's deadliest game show. Death Watch. It sounds kind of like a Running Man type of thing. Only the bloodiest, most creative tactics will help keep you alive in this ultimate fight for survival. And then it shows something. It kind of looks kind of... I don't know what the style would be. It's not really... It looks like the game's almost in black and white or something. I couldn't really tell. At first, she couldn't find this game, and she's like, well, I couldn't find it, you know, and like I said, last time I went there, they couldn't find one of the games, and I was like, okay, well, no big deal. You know, and this other girl's like, let me look for it, and she went over and looked for it and found it. Mad World for $1.99. Like I said, it's complete. I don't know if I said it, but I'm saying it now. Complete. Instructions are in good shape. The disc definitely needs a wipe off, but it's in decent shape. And it was $2. So I'm just like, you know, I'm not going to complain, even if it's really horrible for $2. I mean, I'd spend more than that buying a drink, you know. So anyway, the second one I bought, I couldn't let this one slide because it's one of my favorite movies and stuff. This was $6.99. I picked up Tron Battle Grids, Tron Evolution Battle Grids. It was $6.99. It says it uses the Wii Plus. Motion Plus. I have yet to pick up a Motion Plus controller that has it built in, or, well, I don't know. I think I might have one coming. We'll see. And it says it uses Wii Motion Plus, or is compatible with it, sold separately. It's complete. It was $7. But, you know, I was like, okay, you know, no big deal. I spent, you know, $9 on 2 games and spent $24 on Mario there, you know, and then $25 with the movie, and then plus tax. So I grabbed these 2 right away, and then I was like, I'll look at the other systems they have there. So I'm talking 90 miles an hour, so hold on just one second. So I start looking at their other systems. You know, I have a habit, especially lately, it seems like I'm buying more and more games and I'm not even sticking them in the system. You know, it's just kind of like, you'll remember a couple weeks ago I picked up Prototype and Twisted Metal for the PS3. I haven't even stuck those in my PS3 yet. I don't know if they work or not. I hope they do. They were in good shape, but you remember with that bunch, there was one that I told you that they couldn't find, and so I didn't get it, didn't pick it up. Well, I went back there, same pawn shop, the case is back on the shelf. I was like, I'm going to take it up there again. We'll see, because I was like, did somebody just stick the case back on the shelf and they still don't have the disc, or did they find the disc, or what? So this time they did find the disc, and so I picked it up. It's a greatest hits for the PS3, but it's Game of Year edition. It's Rockstar Games Red Dead Redemption Game of the Year Redemption with Undead Nightmare, and it's complete. So it was $10 and I think 99 cents. I don't see a price sticker on it. There it is, $10.99. So it was $11. I had picked up Undead Nightmare for the 360. I think for like $7 or $8. It worked, and then I don't know what I did to it, but I got something on it or something, and when I got it resurfaced, because I couldn't get it off with a spray bottle of rubbing alcohol and water solution and a paper towel, I took it and got it resurfaced, and it still it won't load up the game. It'll boot up to the startup screen and stuff, and then when I go to load the game, it just says loading, and it never loads. So I decided I was going to try to, maybe pick up another disc or something, because the case and stuff, so I was going to try to get a disc-only version or whatever. But then when I saw this one for $10.99 with Red Dead Redemption as well, I decided, I'll go ahead and get it. I'm not a huge fan of Grand Theft Auto games and stuff, and I heard this one's got a lot of the same feel. It's kind of like the Red Dead Revolver, which I do have for the PS2, but, for $10.99, I was probably going to pick up Undead Nightmare anyway for about that cost, so I didn't see the point in not going ahead and getting it, even though it is a greatest hits. I'm not going to complain too much. So anyway, we got that for $10.99, $7, so that was $18, and then $2, so this is $20 for these 3 titles plus tax. So we're looking at basically $35 on the day for these 4 games. And then I decided to go to Walmart on my way by. As I was leaving Raytown, I was past Walmart, and I'm like, I needed to get some new windshield wipers for my car, and some cat food, stupid things you pick up, at Walmart. So I was like, I'll go in, pick up those few things I need as I'm driving by. And then, of course, I wander over to the games and stuff and the electronics, and I'm looking and things, and nothing's jumping out at me, and I go over and I'm looking at their $19.99 games and stuff, and I turn around and they have, those cases, well, I don't know if you know, but they have cases in there that are locked that you usually have to get the guy and wave him over and say, I want this game out of there, but they had this one on the left end that was open, they had pushed it open so you could get in on either side, and it said clearance games, $10. And I start looking through there, and I see this title, and I'm like, no way, that's $10. It's brand new, and I go over, and I pull it out, and I find one of the price checker things that are everywhere now. It's like can't find a price, you know, so I stuck it under there. Sure enough, it was $10. So I bought this brand new for $10. It's not even open yet. And I was kind of stoked about it for $10. Even though there's one of the series that I haven't finished yet, which I think was for the PSP initially anyway. I picked up God of War Ascension for $10, brand new. And I don't know if all the Walmarts are on that special or whether it's just one in Raytown. They had other $10 games. They had Mass Effect 3. They had a few other games. I remember Mass Effect 3 because I almost considered getting it as well. Even though I have Mass Effect 1 and 2 and have never really played either one of them. I haven't played Mass Effect 2 at all, and I barely have played Mass Effect 1. You know, but everybody always tells me how great they are, so I feel obliged to buy 3, even though, you know, I don't know if I'll ever get to play it, after I play through the other ones, so. But this is, like I said, brand new. It's still sealed and everything for $10. And it's got a demo disc of Last of Us. Oh, no, I don't know if it's got a demo disc. I think it's probably got a code. But it says Last of Us Access to Demo, which is why I think it's probably got a code. But anyway, like I said, $10. I'm still making my way through. I beat God of War 3. I had beaten God of War 1 and 2 originally on the PS2, and then I picked up the God of War Collection, HD Collection 1 and 2. I have not played through those on the PS3 yet. I started playing 1. And then I have the other 2, Chains of Olympus and, gosh, what's the other one? I can't think of it off the top of my head. But one of those I've beaten, and one of them I'm like partway through. And that one I need to finish, and then I had not played Ascension, so we got Ascension for $10. So, you know the recap. We'll go ahead and do it again anyway. I got 2 PS3 titles, basically $10 a piece. Actually, this one was more expensive than a brand new title. And then I got 3 other games here. We got Mario Kart. We got Mad World, which may suck balls, I don't know. And we got Tron Battle Grids, which may suck as well, but I'd probably let it slide because I'm a Tron fan, whether it sucks or not. So, and we got a free wheel, and we got a 99-cent Wii Sports that I need to finish doing artwork for. I think the actual sleeve might be in my bag still. No, I took it out because I was looking for the Wii Sports when I got home and realized I'd left it here at work. So that's what I picked up, folks. That was part of my Saturday. I'll probably go home and play some games. I'm still playing Diablo 3. I haven't played it in a night or two because I've been goofing around with this Wii stuff this week. But I think I played it Tuesday and I think Wednesday's last night I played it. But I'm like level 17 or something with my Barbarian. I'm getting ready to go rescue the Wanderer. I'm pretty sure it's Tyrael from this Leoric's area or whatever. I don't remember what it was called. The Chamber, Death Chamber or something. So anyway, we're working our way through that game. It's kind of easy to pick up and put down and not get, you know, too bogged down in. You can do a little mission, or you can just walk around and kind of grind your character up a little bit. So it's kind of fun. These other games are cool. And like I said, I picked up a couple other games that I'll show you with this other order of stuff that I have coming. I'll show you all that at once, and I'll have a couple other games coming, as well as some other things, and then I have 2 games at home. So I'll definitely have at least 4 games to show, and a couple other things probably next week, sometime in the next week. So depends on how fast they get the package to me. It was all being fulfilled by Amazon, and I think they were waiting, even though I had ordered these 2 packages like 3 days apart, or 2 groups of items 3 days apart, because it was supposed to be free shipped. I think they were waiting once they got to the second package to get all 6 items together before they shipped it, so they didn't have to pay for shipping twice because it was free. It was on them. So, but I did check today, and it said that they had shipped it. So we'll see. And I think that's it. So I'm going to get out of here. I'll throw an intro and a thank you on the end of this video, and we'll call her done. So anyway, thanks folks for coming by. Any and all new subs or people just checking it out that aren't subbed, thanks for coming by and checking it out. I do like to talk. So anyway, we'll get out of here and see you next video. We away. We away. We away.